Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Rock Bottom Airsoft. It's good to see you again. If this is your first time here, then as always, it is good to see you and I hope you're going to stick around. Okay, well, welcome to our weekend video. We're trying to get back onto our normal routine of gameplays on midweek videos on the Wednesdays and these studio videos at the weekend. We're going to have a few more studio videos at the moment. I might be able to get some gameplay out for you this next midweek because I've found some footage from a previous gameplay that I've had that I don't think I've shown you before. But apart from that, as many of you know, due to some medical issues, I've not been able to get out on the field recently to my regular game, and at the moment that's still the same, so we'll have to do these studio videos. So I hope you can bear with me on that, guys, and I hope you continue to enjoy the videos. So today, what I thought we'd do is we're going to do a little bit of tech. It's not a major tech thing, but it's something you'll come across quite regularly if you use gas blowback. I'm primarily focusing on gas blowback pistols because, as many of you know, my primaries tend to be electric. I don't really use gas blowback primaries or gas blowback rifles, but I do like pistols, especially gas blowback pistols. They're awesome. Okay, so you've got your gas blowback pistol, lovely piece of kit, and you're happy with it, it's shooting good. But then when you get a new one, or when you get back on the field after using it a few times, you fill your gas magazine up. This is a green gas magazine. You load it into your pistol, you're all good to go, and it doesn't give you the performance that you were hoping it was going to give you. It's either sluggish for the slide, the FPS has dropped off, or it runs out much quicker than you would expect the gas normally to run out. I'm sure we've all encountered that, guys. Now, as you know, 9 times out of 10 here in the Scottish Highlands where I play, that's probably going to be down to the cold. Green gas does not perform as well in cold weather. You could also have a leak. I've done videos previously covering leaks and how to repair them on gas blowback magazines, what primarily will repair them 9 times out of 10. So that's a video you can take a look at if you've got a leak on your magazine. Always worth checking if you are losing performance. If there is a leak, you'll normally hear it escaping from one of the seals, either your fill valve at the top here on your release valve or your knocker valve. You'll hear it leaking out of one of the O-rings somewhere. So if that's the case, then obviously problem solved. You fix the leak and you're good to go. However, what I'm looking at today is something you may not have considered, and it was actually one of my friends at my home site, Tazball Airsoft, that put me onto this many years ago when I was having issues with my gas blowback magazine. Now, as many of you know, you already know how to fill your gas blowback magazines. You get your green gas, you shake the bottle, you turn the magazine upside down, and you fill. And then you're good to go, or so you would think. One common problem that you can have with a gas blowback magazine is what I would refer to as an airlock, or you might hear it called an air bubble. And what that's basically meaning is that your magazine has got air trapped in it. So when you're putting your green gas in, then you're pushing oxygen or air, the atmospheric air pressure, up to the top of the magazine. It might already be in there, but when you pressurize it with gas, so that air, if it's trapped at the top or the bottom, it's either going to mean that you're not getting 100% fill of green gas, so obviously your blowback pistol is going to run out of gas much faster than you would have expected, or the first few shots are going to be mixed with air and your performance is going to be a lot lower than you'd expect. Your slide's going to be less snappy. It's going to be shooting like you've not loaded it fully with gas. So an airlock or an air bubble can be a major problem. It's not a major problem to fix, but if you don't know about it, you might just think that your magazine's gone duff, or you might think that there's a problem with your gas blowback pistol, that there's a fault in it. So this is something that's always worth trying. To get rid of the airlock, the easiest thing to do is this at the back here is your release valve, or knocker valve you might hear it called. That's what gets struck, allows gas to escape out the magazine into your blowback unit of your pistol. So that's your release valve, we'll call it, through this. So what you do is you hold the magazine upside down like you normally would, you get your green gas, like you normally would. Now I'm not going to do it here because I'm going to spray silicone oil all over this nice surface and I'll get in trouble. So what we'll do is we'll demonstrate without doing it. You shake your bottle as usual, you put your green gas upside down into the magazine, but this time instead of just filling until it's full, for the first few seconds as you're filling, notice my finger here will press the release valve. So you keep your finger on the release valve, start to fill. It's best to do it with gloves because the gas that comes out here is going to be very cold, and then in a safe direction, not pointing at anybody or anything you don't want to get covered in silicone oil, because obviously green gas has got silicone oil in it. You would then begin to fill, keeping your finger on the release valve for a couple of seconds, then release the release valve and let your magazine fill as normal. And what that effectively is doing is, as you're putting the green gas in with the release valve pressed, it's letting the gas go through the magazine, so it's purging any air that's trapped in there. And then when you release the release valve, the green gas is filling that empty space up and you're getting 100% magazine fill. You'd be surprised that by doing that, how many times that's going to stop you having Duffy performance with your pistol, and also it's going to make your magazine last as long as it should. Now, a way to prevent getting airlocks is doing the correct method for filling, upside down, shake the bottle and then fill up. And also not purging your magazines. When I say purge, what I mean is at the end of a game day, a lot of people for some reason will press the release valve, let all the gas come flying out the magazine so the magazine is empty before they put it away for storage. Now, as I mentioned in the video I did previously on silicone oil on the O-rings, your green gas does contain silicone oil. So there's a number of reasons that you don't want to purge your magazines. You want to leave your green gas magazines with a little bit of gas in them, because purging them, obviously that makes them really cold on your O-rings and seals, and that will damage them over time, so that will cause leaks. But as well as that, by purging the magazine, it's a superb way of allowing air to get into that empty space, and once the air is in there, the only way out is to purge it, as I've just mentioned there. So just very quickly again, however you prefer to hold the magazine, but keep that button pressed, your release valve, gas bottle upside down as usual, fill as normal, let the gas come out for a couple of seconds, release the release valve and then let the magazine fill, and that's you purged all the air out. And at the end of a day, as I've said before, leave a little bit of gas in your magazine. It won't do it any harm. The pressure in there with the silicone oil will keep your O-rings lubricated and stop them going dry, and obviously not letting air in by purging it. The only differences with that would be CO2. You don't get airlocks in a CO2 magazine because obviously you're using a 12-gram cartridge, and those cartridges are sealed from the factory. So you don't have that issue with CO2. It's only green gas magazines that you'll get this issue on. But the purging, that applies to CO2 as well. Don't purge the gas out there. Just unwind the bulb slowly from the bottom and let the gas release that way. Don't do it quickly. It could come flying out. But just slowly release it. Let the gas escape away. You're going to keep your seals intact. But for a green gas magazine, obviously, for what we're discussing today, don't purge it. That'll allow air in. But if you do get air in, if it's been stored for a long time, it's not the end of the world. Just use the method there that I've mentioned. Release valve, couple of seconds, release the release valve and then let it fill as normal. And you'll be surprised, guys, how much that may increase the performance of a pistol that you thought was maybe damaged or faulty, or a magazine that you thought was maybe leaking when it actually wasn't. It just had an airlock. So there you go, guys, just a very quick one today, a quick tidbit. I hope that helps you out if you've had that issue before. I hope you found it interesting. If you did enjoy it, then drop a like on the video. As always, if you have been enjoying my series of videos and you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, then do get subscribed. That way you won't miss any of my uploads and future videos coming. But apart from that, guys, really appreciate you watching. Thanks very much, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.